Hello, this is Viola from Viola's Craft Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to use this 3-drawer storage cube to make an ink storage system for my inks. This system costs $34.99 at Hobby Lobby. I used a 40% off coupon and got it for a little over $20. It comes with the materials for the box and the 3 drawers that go in the box. What we are going to do is turn it sideways, and I'm going to not use the box and just use the drawers in my cube system furniture. I got the cubes from Ikea, and they have the same ones at Target that hold the same size. Okay, so here's how I got them set up in my room. In one drawer, I split them into 4 columns so I can hold 52 inks. There's 13 inks across and then 4 columns down. Here I'm holding my regular inks, and I can store 39 in those. There are 3 columns of 13 each, so that holds 39. So here's how I did it. So let's get started, and I can show you how to do this. One drawer for demo, just to show you guys how I did it. Now, like I said, I can fit 39 inks. There's 3 rows of 13, so that makes 39. And I did it with foam in a lattice pattern like this. Very easy to cut. You're going to measure your box from the front to the back. I have approximately 4 1/4 sections. Yeah, about 4 1/4. So you have 3 4 1/4 sections. Now when I cut out this little bit here, I cut more than the width of the foam. You'll find out when I show you later on, when you get these other pieces on the back, these are what show in the front, and if you cut these too narrow, you'll never get them in nicely without kind of bending these. So I found it better to just make the holes a little bit larger on these. So you're going to make 4 1/4 sections and just cut out a little bit each. Now for the other 2 pieces, you're going to need to measure from one side of the box, basically what's going to be the top, to the bottom. So from one side to the other, you're going to measure just the inside of the box, and that is 12 7/8. So you're going to take 2 pieces of foam and cut it 12 7/8 to go this way. Now what you're going to do is, I can see the lines on mine, but you can't see it on the camera. But what I did is I went every other line and I cut a notch with a box cutter, just like this. I used this one here, and I took out a little notch. And on one side you're going to have about 1 inch left, and one side you're not, because it was 12 1/4 and not an equal like 13 inches. So remember, when you cut them, that you want to keep the large side with the large side, and your small side with your small side so that your lines line up. Then you put them in your box. And I kind of find it easy to hold or do the first one, and you can just easily tuck it in there because we made those holes on the crossbar going a little bit bigger, so it slides in very easily. And then you're going to set that in your box just like that, and then you're going to fit your sections in one at a time. Now, I kept them at a 2¼ inch deep. I'm sorry, 2½, because the inks that I was going to store in them are a little over 2½, and I wanted them hanging over a little bit so that I could grab them out easily. Okay? So you're going to set these in. And the cutting does take some time, but having a good blade is worth its weight in gold. You see here, I have one that I didn't quite cut straight in, or I didn't cut long enough. To me, as long as it does what it needs to do, I'm not going to be a perfectionist about this. I'd rather my cards be as perfect as it can be, and I'm not real worried about this. Now, I do store blending foams on the back of my ink pads, and I put them in, well, my Distress Oxides I store upside down. My mementos I keep upright. And when I store my daubers on it, you'll get ink splotches on the sides of your foam. That doesn't really bother me. Now, if you did want some additional support, you can cut 1-inch pieces of your foam core and you can set it in between, and that provides a little bit more stability. I didn't really find that it was necessary, but you can do that to make it fit more snug. Now I'm going to get the one that holds my distress inks. Now these I made longer. You can see what I was talking about with the daubers, that you'll get some color on your pieces. But again, that doesn't really bother me. Now for this one, the Distress Oxide inks, you're going to need about 3 inches. So, actually some are a little bit more. What I did is I just divided it by 4 and took that measurement, and that would be right in the middle, and then I just cut a little channel on each side. And I store mine upside down. So you've got your 12 1/4, and for the depth, again, I wanted them to stick out just a little bit, so you can see that the edge hangs over just a little bit, so I have room to grab it. The wood ones that you get are really nice, and I'd love to get one, I just can't afford it. So I made do with what I had, and actually I'd rather use the money for more stamps. So that's the way my inks fit in. I was able to fit 4 rows, and I can hold 52 inks in all. I know that isn't enough to hold all of them, but I don't really have every color, nor do I see the need to have every color. I did notice that I was having trouble getting the top ones out, so what I did was just stuck a piece of washi tape on the back so I could grab the ones at the top, but the rest of them come out just fine. This wall kind of prevented me from getting my fingers in there, so I just put the front of the drawer to the back is 13¼ inches. So you're going to take your foam core. I have a special foam core that has lines on it, and they're kind of hard to see, but you might be able to get a glint of them here. I want to take a moment right here when I was just doing my cutting to let you know that I found the original idea from a girl that has a blog called the Purr-fectionist Crafter, and I will have a link down below to her blog.